I know you're thinking, Jesse, how is it possible to learn how to make a best friend from a WikiHow article? I don't know. I did have to try to learn how to socialize better using these things, because I was difficult to talk to in middle school and high school, and I kind of relied on these pretty heavily to be able to, like, be a functioning member of society. We're gonna figure out how to talk to people today. You have to start by making a friend first, of course. Start with small talk. If you don't have any friends or any friends, making small talk is the first part and can be the first step in developing a friendship. Small talk subjects often include the weather, hobbies, and other things that you do for a living. What I would suggest is immediately avoiding the things that are, hot topics. Kind of gauge the person a little bit. I'm not saying you can, like, be like, yeah, that person likes Warhammer. They might. They also might not. But, like, generally speaking, people are going to have, like, some sort of outward appearance that you can glean something from. I personally wear, like, a lot of band t-shirts and stuff. If you talk to me about whatever band I happen to be wearing, or even like, hey, I've heard of that band before. Dude, I will talk to you, okay? I promise. I will dump all of the information that I have in my head at that moment about whatever it is. It literally can just be that simple. Just talk to somebody about something. Don't be the one that asks questions all the time, and vice versa. If you're asking them too many questions, some people might be overwhelmed if you don't question anything. Some people might feel awkward having to leave the conversation alone. I'm a hairstylist, right? I'm good at talking at you. Sometimes it's nice for you to talk back at me. Of course, you don't have to. At the end of the day, if you don't want to talk to me, that's completely fine. But I will say, yeah, just kind of ask questions, answer questions. Like, just talk to them. Like, ask more about something, right? I'll go back to the music example. I like Knocked Loose, right? Ask me about them. Be like, oh, you like that band. Have you ever seen them? I haven't, but I do think it's really cool that they were on Jimmy Kimmel. I think that's neat. Look beyond the popular kid in class or school. I think you can probably tell that I wasn't a popular child. For a number of reasons. I mean, you could try to talk to that person. Usually the popular people are the sports people. I don't know if I was very clearly not a sports person. And I feel like this one's kind of like a, you might be able to make friends with popular people. You might not. It just really depends on who that person is. Like, I feel like if they're already outgoing. Going from friends to best friends. Start hanging out with a friend. Yeah, dude. They're their friend. Go hang out with them. Go do something. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy. I like coffee. Go get coffee. Or I don't really know what else you could do. I don't know. You probably have like a shared interest. Go to the mall or something if you still have those. Mine is dying. Let me tell you about how I met one of my best friends. My friend Max, who spoke at my wedding, I met him because I was riding my bike home one day, and I had recently stopped talking to one of my friends because they started doing, like, a lot of drugs. And, I don't know if I can say that. You can fill in the blank. I was riding my bike. I was upset about my day, and I just, like, quickly vented that at him, and he, was a complete stranger. We were both, like, maybe 13 at the time, but then I saw him in school, and then I ended up playing Xbox with one of his friends, who then I met him again a second time later on playing, I think it was GTA 5. That game has been genuinely been around for way too long at this point. You don't have to, like, do something crazy. I know for all those sports going people, it's a lot easier to make friends when you're on a team together. Being forced in proximity to people is a phenomenal way to meet people. For instance, one of my closest friends, we'll just call him Ski. He was my roommate. And he did not like me at first. He was told to not like me, but I love him to death. I call him when I got stuff going on. When I don't, I just like to see what's going on in his life. And he was just a roommate. So if you're still in school, hey man, or gal, I'm sure it sucks. But it could be worse. It also could be a lot better. You don't really know. You never know what tomorrow's gonna bring you. Try to stay hopeful. It gets better. As somebody who didn't like talking to people at all, it can definitely get better. Nurture the new friendship. Get their phone number. Call them once in a while, maybe twice a week. Like plants, don't water them too often. Yeah, you have to figure out how to talk to people outside of just seeing them. Like, even kids can do that stuff. When I was in middle school, I would write down my gamer tag and then give it to the person that I was talking to if I knew that they played video games, because you can usually tell. And then you would play video games together. That's how you nurture a new friendship. Make sure it goes both ways. If they hate you or you're uncomfortable to be around, maybe work on that. That'd be a good idea. But I mean, like, they're not gonna hate you. Like, if you're this far, they're probably not gonna hate you. They probably just stop talking to you. If I dislike somebody, they know. So hopefully they're honest and they're not just gonna be weird about it, I guess. Get to know their friends. Hey man, Pretty easy to make friends when you know a friend. I've known my friend group right now for over 15 years. Occasionally, one of us will add a new person. Sometimes they stick around, sometimes they don't, sometimes they leave, sometimes, you never know. You could also call that networking, but to each their own. Building your friendship. Tell them that they're a great friend. You don't have to get drunk to do that. Tell the person a secret, I suppose. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that. It really depends on what it is. Don't tell them where you hit the body. Like, maybe some other light crimes before you get to that one. Be truthful at all times with matters that involve your friend. I mean, like, yeah, don't badmouth them, like, behind their back. That'd just be rude. You don't want to be rude. Avoid feelings of jealousy or suspicion. Just don't think into it that deep. You're not marrying them. Some helpful tips here real quick are also, when they get embarrassed, don't laugh at them. Say something comforting instead or help them out. It might be funny to make it more embarrassing, but also, like, don't like just pile on. You could also be also embarrassing, and then it's extra funny. Don't laugh or ridicule them about something that will make them feel insecure. Yeah, don't do that. Even though it's possible to have a best friend, make sure they don't realize you're trying to make it happen. Don't straight up ask them or you will seem desperate. Keep an eye on them without risking appearing spooky. It's the season. But I mean, yeah, just don't be weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's just odd behavior. Warnings. It takes time. Yeah. Some people don't like you calling them very often. This is a major annoyance to certain kinds of people. I love a phone call, I'm not gonna lie, but I know there's definitely people that won't answer the phone at all, or they'll FaceTime you all of the time. There's levels to this. You gotta kind of read them out a little bit. You could also just ask, like, hey, do you like texting, or like what do you do? Maybe actually don't do that. See, it's not always great advice. If you are still watching, please subscribe. I would appreciate it if we can get to 500 subscribers. That's a pretty sick goal. Yeah, thank you for watching. Comment if you think that this was helpful or not. I don't think that I would be where I am at today if it wasn't for, like, the internet telling me how to do stuff. Perks of not being, well, socially rounded or anything like that.